Dear students, in this video you are watching types of electrochemical cell, how to prepare salt bridge and symbolic representation of galvanic cells.
Hi, this is Megha Patil, Assistant Professor in Chemistry, working at Padma Bhushan Dr. Vasantrao Dada Patil Mahavidyalaya, Tasgaon. Dear students, there are two types of electrochemical cell, that is electrolytic cell and galvanic cell. See here in this diagram you are watching the beaker which contains, suppose this is a beaker and this beaker contains two electrodes, that is anode, and another electrode is called as a cathode, and the electrolytic solution is filled in this beaker, that is, and this electrolytic solution is made by aqueous NaCl, right? So aqueous NaCl is the electrolyte in this beaker or in this electrochemical cell. Rods, one is anode and another is cathode. Okay, so this is the electrochemical cell or electrolytic cell. Let's see. In this electrochemical cell, battery is used to carry out the redox reactions. Means if we have to carry out the redox reactions, that is oxidation and reduction. Oxidation means removal of electron from anode and reduction means gain of electron by cathode. So if we want to carry out these two reactions, oxidation and reduction, that is redox reactions in this cell, there is a need to battery. And if we need to battery to carry out such electrochemical reactions, that type of electrochemical reaction or that type of electrochemical cell is called as an electrolytic cell. See here, thus in this cell, battery carried out oxidation and reduction reaction. Okay, therefore in this cell there is a conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy. Means we use electrical energy of that battery to carry out the chemical reactions. Therefore we say here there is a conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy. Therefore in this cell, that is electrolytic cell or galvanic cell, there is a need to external battery, and therefore we say here conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy. And due to this conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy, we called such type of cell as an electrolytic cell. Means here, see here, electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. Therefore it is called as a electrolytic cell. Now you can observe here there are two beakers in which first beaker contains zinc sulfate or zinc in plus to oxidation state as an electrolytic solution, and zinc rod is there. So this zinc rod acts as an anode, and another compartment or another half cell of this electrochemical cell contains copper sulfate or Cu plus 2 ion as an electrolytic solution, and copper acts as an electrode, that is which is used to gain the electrons, and therefore copper acts as a cathode in this electrochemical cell. So there is we use two different electrochemical half cells in this reaction to carry out the redox reactions, and such type of reactions or such type of cells are called as a galvanic cell. Means the electrical current is the result of redox reaction occurring at the electrode. Okay, means faint zinc electrode loses two electrons from this electrode, and that two electrons faint that copper electrode acquire. At that time redox reaction occurs. Redox reaction is the combination of reduction and oxidation. Therefore by using these two electrodes we carry out the redox reactions, and this cell converts chemical energy into electrical energy. Why here chemical energy is used to carry out the electrical energy? Because the zinc electrode or zinc rod which is removes electrons from this rod, that two electrons, that zinc carry out these two electrons from this solution, and due to this zinc sulfate solution, zinc is able to donate two electrons towards the copper electrode, and therefore we say here chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Means in this example, to carry out the redox reaction, we use chemicals, that is zinc sulfate and copper sulfate. In absence of zinc sulfate, this zinc rod is not able to donate the electrons. Therefore, here we say chemical energy is converts into electrical energy, and those electrochemical cell in which chemical energy is used to convert the electrical energy, that type of cells are called as a galvanic cell, right? Now let's see. When electricity is passed through an electrolytic solution, the chemical change occurs. Means here also without electrolyte or without electricity, we cannot carry out the electrochemical reaction. When the switch is off, that aqueous solution of NaCl is not able to donate the electrode or electron or accept the electrons by cathode. And when this power on, due to this on power, that NaCl able to donate the when we on the power, that anode removes 2 electrons from this switch, and that cathode electrode accept that 2 electrons which are donated from the anode electrode. Okay, means here when electricity is passed through an electrolyte, chemical changes occur in this electrolytic solution, and due to this chemical change, decomposition of electrolyte into its ion take place at the electrode. Okay, when we supply electrical current to and this aqueous solution of electrolyte, due to that electrical current, that electrolyte dissociates into its ion. Means in the aqueous solution of NaCl, due to electricity, that NaCl converts into Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. Okay, due to that electricity, that NaCl converts into NaCl ion and Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. Okay. Now that is oxidation and reduction reactions can now happen here. Okay, because Na plus ion sodium is present in +1 oxidation state, Cl minus is present in -1 oxidation state, and due to that difference in oxidation state, chemical reaction or electrical changes are occurs in this cell. See here, in the electrical field, what will happen exactly in presence of electricity with electrolyte? Okay, see here, in the electrical field, Cl minus ions migrate to the positive electrode. Okay, when we supply the electricity, that Cl minus ion in the electrolytic solution, see here, that Cl minus ion migrate towards the positive electrode. Here positive electrode is anode electrode. Okay, anode is a positive electrode. So that Cl minus ion migrate towards that anode electrode, which undergoes oxidation by losing electrons. Means on the surface of that metal or on the surface of that electrode, there are holes, right? And that Cl minus ion removes or donate that electron to the metallic rod. Okay, and as metallic rod capture that electrons, that metallic rod donates that electron towards the cathode, right? Means Na plus ion will go to the negative electrode and undergoes reduction reaction. Means here when Cl minus ion goes towards the positive electrode, at that time Na plus ion goes towards the negative electrode. Why cathode capture negative charge? Because that anode electrode, which is a positive charge, and due to that positive charge, Cl minus ion migrate towards that cation, because that metallic rod have an empty space. That Cl minus ion, when Cl minus ion goes towards the positive electrode or towards the anode, that anode accept that electrons from Cl minus ion, and that electrons will move from anode to cathode, and due to that electrons, that cathode, which is a positive charge, that electrons capture these 2 electrons or the electrons which is came from anode electrode, and due to that accepting the electrons, cathode carries negative charge after accepting the electrons, and thus cathode having negative charge and anode having positive charge. Okay, means here due to electricity or due to dissociation of ions in the electrochemical cell or in the electrolytic solution, an A plus ion goes towards negative electrode and Cl minus ion goes towards the positive electrodes. See here, the process can be represented as oxidation at anode. Oxidation means gain of oxidation, addition of oxidation, removal of hydrogen or removal of electron, and in this case electrons are removed from this electrode. Therefore oxidation reaction carried out at this electrode, that is anode, that means Cl minus ion gives or Cl minus ion converts into Cl and plus 1 electron. Okay, means this Cl will remove when it goes towards the surface of the anode, and electron of Cl minus ion, that electrode accept the electrons and move from that anode to cathode. So again, second molecule of the Cl minus ion undergoes same reaction, that is Cl minus ion converts into Cl plus electron, and therefore twice of such a Cl or such a neutral Cl combines together because it is an unstable compound. So that Cl ion combines together and they will form Cl2 or chlorine gas and plus 2 electrons. Means reduction reaction will occur at the nature of that reduction reaction is Na plus ion will accept these electrons and will form sodium, means here this is the again here this is the Daniell cell made up of two half cell, that is this is the first half cell and this is second half cell. In first half cell there is a anode compartment and in second half cell there is a cathode compartment, and these two half cells are connected by a salt bridge, and these two electrodes are connected through an wire or metallic wire. Okay, each half cell consists of metallic electrode dipped in a electrolytic solution. Means first half cell contains electrolytic solution and which is made by zinc sulfate ion, and in second half cell there is a electrolytic solution of copper sulfate ion. In zinc sulfate ion we dip anode electrode, and in copper sulfate ion we dip cathode electrode. Means cathode electrode which is made by copper, means copper rod is inserted in the copper sulfate solution and zinc rod is inserted into the zinc sulfate solution, and these two copper and zinc rod are connected through an wire, and these two electrolytic solution, that is zinc sulfate and copper sulfate, are connected through the salt bridge. Okay, see here what is exactly happen in this cell. In an oxidation half reaction, means at anode oxidation reaction will carry out. Oxidation means removal of electron. So here zinc ion in the zinc sulfate solution, zinc ion converts into Zn plus 2 ion and SO4 minus minus ion. So here zinc gives Zn plus 2 ion and plus 2 electrons. Okay, 2 electrons will move from the anode towards the cathode through an metallic wire. Okay, and at the electrode and electrolytic interface, means on the surface of the electrode there is a oxidation reaction occurs. That is, we find that zinc metal undergoes into the solution as zinc plus 2 ion in form. Okay, means zinc will go towards the electrolytic solution and zinc plus 2 ion will move towards the anode and leave behind electrons at the electrode and making it negatively charged. See here, zinc metal moves or goes in the zinc sulfate ion by losing 2 electrons, and these 2 electrons will move towards the cathode compartment. Therefore, positive zinc ion go into the solution and electrons are left at the electrode. Means when zinc rod comes in contact with zinc sulfate solution, at that time that zinc converts into the zinc plus 2 ion and extra 2 electrons will move towards the cathode, and therefore that electron, means that zinc electrode, become negatively charged as compared to electrolytic solution, because in this electrolytic solution zinc moves in Zn plus 2 ion and zinc rod carries 2 electrons or minus 2 charge. Therefore, this zinc rod is negatively charged as compared to this zinc sulfate solution. And at equilibrium, this results in separation of charge between the electrode and electrolytic solution. This generated potential difference between electrode and electrolytic solution, and that potential difference is called as the electrode potential. Electrode potential means when that rod comes in contact with electrolytic solution, at that time that metals on that rod goes into the electrolytic solution and electrons which are removed from that metal will goes towards the anode, and this generate the potential difference between the electrode and electrolytic solution. Means due to losing 2 electrons, zinc carries negative charge and zinc sulfate carries positive charge, and due to this potential difference, means positive and negative, that due to this potential difference, that potential difference is called as a electrode potential. Right, means capacity to donate the electrons, capacity of metallic rod to donate the electrode, that is called as the electrode potential of that electrode. How much electrons are able to donate from that metallic rod, that capacity is called as a electrode potential. Let's see what happens at the reduction half cell. In this cell, there is a tendency of copper ion in the solution to deposit on the copper electrode. Okay, see you here in case of copper sulfate solution, copper carries positive charge and SO4 carries negative charge, and by accepting the electrons from anode to cathode, that electrode carries negative charge after accepting the electrons, and due to that negative charge, Cu+2 ions are goes towards the metallic rod, and this make copper as a electrode positive electrode as compared to electrolytic solution, because here Cu+2 ion moves towards the cathode and the remaining part of the solution is a SO4 minus ion. Therefore, that electrolytic solution carries positive charge and the electrode will carry the negative charge, and this make the potential difference between that electrode and electrolytic solution. That potential difference is called as the electrode potential of that copper electrode, right, and resulting potential difference is called as the electrode potential of that copper electrode, and this potential developed at the reduction half cell is called as a reduction potential. Potential difference or potential of reduction half cell is called as a reduction potential, and potential of oxidation half cell is called as a oxidation potential. And thus the electrode potential is as the potential difference between electrode and electrolytic solution. Can you understand what is the meaning of electrode potential? Electrode potential is the potential difference between electrode and electrolytic solution, or simple capacity of transfer of that electrode is called as a electrode potential, and that potential is observed in reduction half cell, that potential is called as a reduction potential, and the potential observed in oxidation half cell, that potential is called as a oxidation potential. And if concentration of the electrolyte is 1 molar and that temperature 298 Kelvin, then that potential difference is called as a standard electrode potential. Okay, potential difference means capacity to transfer the electrons from metallic rod. When that potential observed in reduction half cell, that is called as a reduction potential. When that potential observed in oxidation half cell, that potential is called as oxidation half cell. And when the concentration of electrolytic solution is 1 molar and at the temperature 298 Kelvin, then that potential difference is called as a standard electrode potential. Now, let's see flow of electrons in the external circuit. That is, the electrons released at the anode, means here electrons are removed from that anode. During the oxidation half reaction, that electrons will flows from the external circuit or external wire which is connected with anode and cathode. That electrical external circuit and reach the cathode where they are taken up the reduction. Means when electrons are removed from that anode electrode, that electron goes towards the cathode electrode through and this electrical wire or through and this metallic wire. Now see here, thus in the galvanic cell, means here galvanic cell, the electrons always flow from anode compartment to cathode compartment, right? Because at anode electrons are formed and at cathode that electrons are captured, right? While the conventional positive current flows in the opposite direction from cathode to anode, means here electrons will goes towards the cathode from anode. At the same time current will flow from cathode to anode. We know that current and electrons, movement of electrons and current are exactly opposite to each other. Means when electrons are moved from anode to cathode, at the same time current will flow from cathode to anode, right? Since that electrical current always moves in closed circuit, salt bridge is used to make the electrical contact between the two half cells. Means for the formation of current, there is a need to transfer of electrons anode to cathode. And to carry out this transference of electron from anode to cathode, we need to develop potential difference between these two electrolytic solutions, and this can be possible only when we use the salt bridge in that solutions. The role of salt bridge is to transfer the ions from the solution, okay, and due to that transference of ions, the charge of the solution will remain constant throughout the reaction, right? Now let's see what is the role of salt bridge, why there is a need to use salt bridge in the for the connection of two half cell. See here, this is inverted U-shaped tube or U-shaped glass tube which is filled with electrolyte like KCl, NaCl, Na2SO4 or ammonium nitrate, that is NH4NO3, which does not take part in the cell reaction. Means the electrolytic solution which contains in salt bridge, that electrolytic solution will not participate in the electrochemical reaction. The electrolyte is taken in the form of solution and mixed with agar-agar powder. Means for the preparation of salt bridge, there is a need to prepare aqueous solution of this electrolyte solution, that is KCl, NaCl or sodium sulfate or ammonium nitrate, and that electrolytic solution should be mixed in the agar-agar powder. Let's see how to prepare salt bridge. For the preparation of salt bridge, there is a need to mix the solution of KCl, aqueous solution of KCl or NaCl or sodium sulfate or sodium nitrate, and aqueous solution of agar-agar powder, okay, and when we mix that aqueous solution of KCl into that agar-agar solution, when we heat that solution, the agar-agar powder will completely dissolve into the aqueous solution, and there is a need to heat that mixture because at cold condition that agar-agar powder does not able to dissolve into the aqueous solution, and at hot condition that agar-agar powder will completely dissolve into the solution or into the electrolytic solution, and that hot solution of agar-agar into electrolytic solution, we need to fill that electrolytic solution U-shaped tube, and after cooling that solution into the tube, it will converts into the jelly like mass and does not flow out. And during this use, means after cooling that hot solution of agar-agar and electrolytic solution of KCl or NaCl, after cooling that will converts into jelly, and due to that jelly, that electrolytic solution does not move from that U-shaped tube. Or after cooling that solution, we will pack the two ends of that U-shaped tube with cotton. So this is our salt bridge. Now the salt bridge has two main functions. First is it completes the inner circuit and it acts as a contact between the half cells without any mixing of the electrolytic solution. Means this is our salt bridge, and due to that salt bridge, due to that jelly nature of the solution of that salt bridge, that jelly of electrolytic solution and agar-agar does not flow from that salt bridge into the electrolytic solution, but ions, that is zinc sulfate ion and copper sulfate ion, ions can be able to move from that salt bridge. Therefore, it prevents accumulation of charges in the two half cell and maintain the electrical neutrality. Means without using salt bridge, when we complete that circuit, the negative charge or negative electrons will move towards the cathode, and at particular time whole negative charge or whole negative ions will move from the negative charge will move from the anode to cathode. After some time, cathode compartment will carry whole positive charge and this anode compartment will carry whole negative charge. Means there is no need to capture electrons from that cathode. Therefore, after inserting salt bridge into that two beakers, that salt bridge will move ions from the solution or from the electrolytic solution or from the half cells, and due to that ions, electrons are again and again forms. Therefore, it helps to prevent the accumulation of charges in the two half cell and which helps to maintain the electrical neutrality of the cell. Now, cation and anion of the salt bridge. Here, cation and anion of the salt bridge moves into the half cell and that neutralize the excess charge. And thus, anions moves into oxidation half cell and neutralize the excess charge, and the cations moves into the reduction half shell and neutralize the charge. Now, let's see how to represent galvanic cell. See here, anode is written on half. There is a need to write anode compartment at left hand side of the electrochemical cell, and cathode is need to represent right hand side of the electrochemical cell. The metal electrode in the anode half cell is written by symbol M. Means this is the metal or electrode. For the representation of electrode in electrochemical cell, we use metal symbol M. And to represent, and this is followed by cation, that is metal ion, along with its concentration in small bracket. The metal and cation are separated by vertical line. Means here, suppose this is a half cell. In case of this half cell, there is an electrolytic solution of zinc sulfate and the anode which is prepared by zinc metal. Nature of that zinc electrode or that zinc electrode is present in a solid state. Therefore, in a small bracket, right hand side of this zinc, in a small bracket, there is a need to write the state of that zinc electrode. Means this zinc electrode is present in solid state. Therefore, I write here small s in this bracket, and that electrode is dipped in the solution of zinc sulfate, in which zinc is present in zinc plus 2 oxidation state. So instead of zinc sulfate solution, I write here only zinc plus 2 oxidation state, and this zinc sulfate solution is present in aqueous form. Therefore, I write means this zinc sulfate solution is prepared in a water molecule or water solvent, or this is the aqueous zinc sulfate solution. Therefore, I write here in small bracket aqueous, means nature of solvent used to prepare that solution of zinc sulfate. Or zinc is present in solid state and zinc sulfate, that is electrolytic solution, zinc sulfate is present in aqueous form. Oxidation state of that zinc is zinc plus 2 ion, and for the representation or for the dividation of that phases of that electron, we use single vertical line between the metal and electrolytic solution. Okay, means for the representation of half cell, I write here zinc which is present in solid state, which is dipped in the zinc sulfate, that is Zn plus 2 oxidation state, which is present in aqueous form of concentration 1 molar. And for the representation of the phases of that zinc and zinc sulfate, single vertical line is used between the electrode and electrolytic solution. And again, see here in cathode compartment, we use cathode or we use copper as an electrode. First, I write here solution, means aqueous solution, which is prepared by Cu plus 2 ion and which is present in aqueous form having concentration 1 molar. Copper, that is electrode which is prepared by copper, which is present in solid state. And for the separation of the phases of aqueous solution of copper sulfate and metallic rod, I use a single vertical line for the representation of difference between the phases of the electrolytic solution and electrode. Now let's see how to represent whole cell. Let's see here. First, there is a need to write anode compartment, and we should be start from the metal of anode compartment or electrode of anode compartment. First, I write here zinc, okay, which is zinc, that is zinc electrode, which is present in solid state. This is solid state zinc. Then single vertical line to represent the difference between phases of that zinc and aqueous solution of zinc sulfate. Means zinc is present in solid state, zinc sulfate present in aqueous state. So single vertical line should be there. In zinc sulfate solution, Zn plus 2 ions are there. So zinc is present in plus 2 ion in zinc sulfate, which is present in aqueous form and having concentration 1 molar. And this is second compartment, that is cathode compartment, Cu plus 2 ion, aqueous solution of Cu plus 2 ion, which is present in aqueous form having concentration 1 molar. And the rod which is dipped in that aqueous solution, that is made by copper, which is present in solid state, and single vertical line is used to represent the difference between phases of copper and copper plus 2 ion. And for the separation of these two compartments, means here this is first compartment, this is second compartment, and these two compartments are connected through the salt bridge. When in an electrochemical cell we use the salt bridge, there is a need to represent double vertical line between the two half cells. Means this double vertical line is used to represent there is a salt bridge is used in this electrochemical cell. So this is for this video.